Friday night lights, engine scream, crowd on their feet, living the dream. From the green flag to the final lap, every hit, every crash, we got it mapped. Cameras roll, adrenaline high, every second flies by, live. If you wanna feel the thunder shake, tune it in, don't blink, don't wait. From the pits to the podium stand, we bring the fire across the land. Turn it up, elevated TV, racing hearts as far as you can see. Every moment, every play, every scene, this is the rush, elevated TV. Lights go red, lights go green, if it moves fast, you know what we mean. Living loud, raw and free, this is the sound of elevated TV. Short tracks, big dreams under the stars, late hits, long shots, pushing it hard. From dirt to pavement, stick and ball, if it's competition, we cover it all. No rewind, no second take, every call, every break. From the opening whistle to the final score, we bring the war you're watching for. When the pressure's high and the moment's tight, we're on the air, igniting the night. Turn it up, elevated TV, racing hearts as far as you can see. Every moment, every play, every scene, this is the rush, elevated TV. Lights go red, lights go green, if it moves fast, you know what we mean. Living loud, raw and free, this is the sound of elevated TV. No filter, no delay, if it happens, it's on display. From hometown heroes to legends made, this is history. Broadcast brave. Count it down, 3, 2, 1, go! Turn it up, elevated TV. Feel the speed, feel the energy. Every roar, every victory. This is the life, elevated TV. When the moment matters most, we're the signal coast to coast. Live the fight, live the dream, high and louder, elevated TV. When the lights go out and the dust still flies, we're still rolling, broadcasting the rise. If it's fast, if it's real, you know where to be. Elevated TV. Elevated TV. Lights on, screens glow, engines ready, let's go. Friday night, neon skies, fire in the stands, steel in our eyes. Green flag waves, heartbeats loud, every moment screams to the crowd. From dirt to asphalt, coast to coast, legends rise where it matters most. If it's speed, if it's fight, if it's victory, you know where you gotta be. Turn the volume up, feel the sound, this is where the champions are found. Every hit, every call, every play, we bring the action your way. Elevated TV, turn it up tonight, broadcasting racing. TV. Crunch of pads, row of crowds, photo finish, a scream so loud. Every lap, every pass, every play, history made in real time replay. No filters, no fear, no rewind. We capture the edge, freeze the line. If it's fast, if it's raw, if it's real, we show you how champions feel. Turn the cameras, roll it live. This is the rush that keeps us alive. Every second, every frame, we're broadcasting more than a game. Elevated TV, turn it up tonight. Broadcasting races, sports, and the fight. From the first green flag to the final score, we're living it loud, always wanting more. Elevated TV, feel the heat. Front row action, every seat. When the lights go on, you know you'll see the best of the best on Elevated TV. Crank it louder, hear the call. From short tracks to stadium walls. This ain't just coverage, this is the show. If it moves fast, we let it go. Elevated TV, raise your hands. We bring the fire across the land. Race day, game night, victory. This is your home for adrenaline. Elevated TV, no limits, no delay. Live the moment, don't look away when the engines roar and the crowd believes you're watching it live on Elevated TV. On Elevated TV. Lights fade. Crowd still screams. We don't just show the action. We elevate it.
You're looking live at the virtual new Smyrna Speedway, the site of iRacing's filler of what is Dillon Motor Speedway and the New Year's Bash. It is the second annual New Year's Bash presented by the fine folks at Three Dips Ice Cream Shop, and we welcome you to coverage of iRacing on Elevated TV and on the Community Radio Network. We're ready for another big event, another big show, another big special that is the best of iRacing here in this annual gathering of man and machine every year in January down in the Palmetto State. And for the second commencement, iRacing is able to do its own version of just that. I am Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is our buddy from FTN, ready to bring you the action of this one, of course. And David Crutzen, man, it's always great working with you. I think the last time we shared a broadcast together was the Christmas Clash event, and now we set our sights in on street stock cars, right? Grassroots racing at its finest. You got to love a track like a half mile here at New Smyrna Speedway. I think we're going to be entitled to some really good racing here tonight. Good evening.
Yeah, you mentioned that, Wesley. A lot of familiar drivers on the field for these next coming races, and that's the good thing. Just like that Christmas Clash, we got ourselves a few races ahead of us. Of course, going to be starting it out with the D&M mini stock race. Then we've got our Legends cars for a 40-lap sprint, and then the big one, 100 laps for the New Year's Bash feature. And we've got some familiar faces, as you mentioned, from our Christmas Clash. Some of them you see on a week-to-week basis here on Elevated TV. And what we saw last time we went racing was a lot of good, clean action, but don't be surprised. New Smyrna is a fast track. There's room to race, but things can get dicey when you get up to those speeds. And look at the timing right now in practice. 15 drivers separated by less than a tenth of a second. So everyone's competitive, everyone is very fast, and that's going to give us some tight and close racing no matter what happens on the racetrack here.
Yeah, and again, before we go further with obviously the first race, let's take a look at the weather conditions here tonight. Obviously, at the virtual New Smyrna Speedway, there's the current conditions. Temperature is virtual sim temp 65, track temp at 66, humidity at 95%. Obviously, New Smyrna Speedway is right outside of Daytona Beach, so it's in the coastal area of the Atlantic. A northeast wind at 1 mile an hour, mostly cloudy skies, and I think those conditions, honestly, David, are going to change rapidly as we move in from the day to the night of this event here for the New Year's Bash.
So with that being said, might see some drivers start out strong, and when we get to the dimmer and dimmer portions, different drivers coming up into the fold. They're all so close on time, it really could go either way before we get things moving. So if someone's in the bottom 5, I wouldn't be too shocked if they have the speed to get back up there as the race progresses. Keep an eye out for the track conditions. As we move toward qualifying in the main race, it's going to look a whole lot different.
I want to say thank you again to some of the sponsors that make it happen for Elevated TV and the coverage of the second annual New Year's Bash. Again, big thanks to the fine folks at Three Dips Ice Cream Shop. They're the sponsor of this race. Also, obviously, Dillon Motor Speedway's Ron Barfield, Bill Flynn. I just sent them a message and said, guys, remember what I was telling you about the iRacing? Check this out. So, Braxton DeWeese Racing, our yellow flag sponsor, Stagger Pro Motorsports, coming off of a very successful karting event, second annual karting event that was on Elevated TV. That was, of course, our weather sponsor, and the green flag presented by USA Tires. Broadcast coverage is on the Community Radio Network as well as on Elevated TV. The field is gritting. We pause for the invocation in our national anthem as we get you ready to fire the engines for racing. Up first is the mini stocks.
It's time to get things underway. We go trackside for pre-race ceremonies.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise and remove your hats as we present today's invocation and national anthem. To deliver our invocation, Captain Ben Skelton, chaplain of Arlington National Cemetery, 11th Operations Group.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we stand in awe of you. We are thankful for the ability to join together today to watch this great sport we enjoy and love. Thank you for the multitude of fans that are able to attend. We pray for the safeties of the drivers as they compete today. Lord, we are grateful for the legacy of Jack Ingram, who finished his course of faith. Father, let us strive to finish well the course of faith that you have set before us and pursue prizes that are not perishable, but those who are stored in heaven. Finally, gracious Lord, we're grateful for the brave men and women in our armed forces that give up themselves so that we have the freedoms we have today. It's in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The field is fired up down on the front straightaway. We welcome you back to our coverage of the second annual virtual New Year's Bash presented by the fine folks at the, of course, Three Dips Ice Cream Shop. Let's give you your starting lineup as we are ready to roll the field here. On the pole, it will be Ethan Jarrett in the number 6 machine to the outside, the 024 of Wyatt Marshburn. Row number 2, we'll find Cody Demers again and John Riddle right there to the outside in row 2. Row 3, we'll see Dalton Chubb, Chris Deweese. Row 4, David Hall, Victoria Sessoms. And for row number 5, David will find Braxton Deweese and Jonathan Sessoms as the field is rolling.
Just outside the top 10, you have the final few in the field. That will include 75 of Jonathan Rist, and you'll have Aaron Sessoms there in 12th. Justin Lane goes 13th, and Lee Jones is P14. And last on the field, Sarah Billiter, P15, and last to begin tonight, 8 rows, 15 drivers for our first 60-lap race of the day. And we're due to get things started here in New Smyrna very soon.
Yeah, the field will get a couple of preliminary laps before they will take green, obviously, as the drivers are working their way around the racetrack. Couple of preliminaries before the field will begin racing. Is obviously, I think Cody is making some changes or something on here. I don't know, but nonetheless, we will be ready to bring the green flag to you here in just a moment as these guys will get ready to go for a 40-lap feature. Preliminaries racing here. We have the mini stocks up first. They're going to go 60 laps of racing. The legend cars will go for 30 laps, and then of course the main event will be the 100-lap street stock race, which very similar mimics as, I'm one of the announcers with my great friend Alan Dietz. Thanks to the Barfield family, the announcer, 13 of the, or 12 of the 16 races I've done being a part of that event. And obviously the format for Sunday is just like it is for the iRacing broadcast. And the only difference is it is not at Dillon. It's at New Smyrna Speedway. Pace car is in. Here we come. Green flag in the air, presented by USA Tires. And we are racing in the second annual New Year's Bash for the mini stock. Stock 4, 4-cylinder, whatever you want to call them. David, they are fun, they're exciting, and right now they're working turn 3 for lap 1.
Out of turn 4, and for lap number 2, no change, but on the outside, it looks like now Wyatt Marshburn with a clear lead, and that's all about using that banking well. Last time we were racing in the Christmas Clash, it was practically a flatter circuit, and of course, if you watch the Rolling Thunder, they've been going to some very flat circuits like the Legends Oval in Nashville, but New Smyrna allows you to pull off the corners a little bit more, and that's how Marshburn got the lead he has. And thanks to using that outside and getting the ride out of 4, he's got a clear lead. But as we saw in practice and qualifying, everyone is so close on speed, it means that they're really bundled up and they're not making moves to pass because they're just about the same speed here. Very few moves, and over these opening laps, it looks like it's still double file basically the full way through.
And they'll work their way now, closing in on 5 laps. This is a 60-lap race, as all the while Marshburn is the leader out in front. In the number 1 position, Demers back to second, Chubb third. Everybody right now stride for stride, door to door as you watch the Red Bull car battle with Demers for that spot. Coming off the corner out of turn number 4. All this going on is the top 4 single file as they work their way back into turn 1 and 2, trying to get something started 3 wide as Rist on the inside of the 79. He can't get to the 92 of Deweese or the 36 of Riddle. That battle heats up again out of 4.
Double file now from 3rd on back, and it looks like a few drivers getting free single file just ahead. Watch now as we look on board this driver behind the number 38 machine. That is Chris Deweese. Chris right now high side and boxed up. The outside can play to a driver's advantage as we saw Wesley, but right now for Chris, I think it's the exact opposite. He is stuck up high, and with that being the case, I don't really think he's got himself an easy opportunity to really do much of anything. In fact, it's only going to slow him down. He can't make a pass right now on Riddle ahead of him, and so he's getting shuffled up there. And even though there's nowhere else higher he can go, he's definitely not going to go lower and make any moves. He is stuck. There's no open room for him.
All the while, everybody right now continuing to watch Wyatt Marshburn be the man that leads the way over Cody Deemer, Dalton Chubb, followed by David Hall and Braxton Weiss. By the way, speaking of David Hall as well as Sessoms, they were winners to get tickets to the real New Year's Bash, and they went to the event. The Sessoms family actually reached out to me and they said Wesley had a blast at Dillon Motor Speedway. Absolutely enjoyed it. Ron Barfield said, "Man, I love that we've done something like this. I love the just the interaction of doing something like that with the fans and taking it to another level. Doing a virtual version of this race, if you will, was actually a big success right now as everybody currently working. 10 completed now. The leader, Wyatt Marshburn. Deemers, Chubb, Hall, DeWeese, top 5. Oh, and by the way, in a video yesterday with Ron Barfield and Bill for Dillon Motor Speedway, they have announced the date for the 17th New Year's Bash. Remember, make your plans. It'll be January the 8th, 9th, and 10th of 2027, David.
Exciting to hear, of course, keeping short track racing alive, getting through these events, and what's been most exciting about working with Elevated TV is bringing that experience to the fans. We had that ticket giveaway just a few weeks ago, and it's not just about the virtual racing, of course. We love seeing things happen in the real world and bringing that connection stronger. Of course, Racing Day, New Smyrna, some short tracks that we love, not yet on the platform, but it's always great to raise that awareness and try to bring more attention to all the local action throughout the country. That's what we've been doing over the past few races, and with great drivers too. We're watching aboard with Dalton Chubb right now. He's right behind that 95, and this is one of the battles in the middle portion of the circuit, the upper middle, as it's for 3rd and 2nd. Cody is hanging on to a podium spot. I can't believe it. Are we going to see Cody go out there and steal another win?
Really good solid run right now for Cody Deemers, obviously in that number 2 position. Hey, by the way, I want to give a big congratulations. Where's my soundboard at? There we go. Let's give a little clap, a little love to Cody Deemers. He created, obviously, some new graphics, obviously, for the New Year's Bash that you're watching on Elevated TV. But in addition to that, he did his first real karting broadcast last night or yesterday afternoon, with the help of Braxton Weiss with the Stagger Pros All-Star Karting event that was, of course, I think it's called Fast Lane or Fast Times, and in Indiana, and they had a great job. Awesome to see, and big kudos to him. I know he's going to try to start working on some more real broadcast stuff to come, but obviously you got to get your feet wet, dive into the deep end. He done that in the karting world yesterday with the indoor karting show presented by Stagger Pros. We appreciate Stagger Pros for many years being a sponsor of broadcast coverage as well on Elevated TV. All right, David, right now we're heading to lap number 20, heading to 1/3 of the way through this race as Wyatt Marshburn continues to lead the 2nd annual New Year's Bash. And right now, Marshburn in his own little world. There's the Jack Daniels car. Then you got Lightning McQueen. There it is, 17 of 18 laps he's led. As then you got Lightning McQueen of Cody Deemers and the Rusty's Medicated Bumper Ointment entry. Dalton Chubb right there in 3rd, and these guys for the most part are in 3rd, top 3 single file, and you could add David Hall and Braxton DeWeese to the mix as these guys are single file as well. Well, they were.
All going to try to make that move, and that will be the highest spot he's been in all night long, but he can't seal the deal. That's the inside being the wrong place to go if you're trying to make a pass. Didn't work out there, and so it'll be Braxton DeWeese taking it right back. It plays a different favor when you're clean air. It looks like the outside's a lot better when you have your own room. If you're in the pack, however, and you're boxed up, it really really doesn't play out well, and that's the case of Braxton using that outer groove just right to make the pass, and he did it decisively. That was a really nice and easy one, and with the field spread out now, I wouldn't be surprised if more passes are made on the outside from this point than the inside. That's how Marshburn got the lead, and it worked out very well right there, as we just saw.
Listening to the CRN Community Radio Network. Now pause for station identification. This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
So glad you're joining us for coverage on Elevated TV CRN for the second annual New Year's Bash. It is proudly presented by the fine folks at Three Dips Ice Cream Shop. Wesley Outland, of course, David Cruin's here with you from FTN, and the racing action rolls on as we head to the midway point of the race. It is Marshburn continuing to lead the way. All the while, lap traffic is in the way of the leaders in a few more moments, and we continue to see everybody try to run down Marshburn as we watch Paul DeWeese Victoria battle right there going on into turn number 1.
Victoria Sessoms right in the thick of things right now. Look at the rest of the field. No other bundle so tight. Although there is side-by-side racing just behind. And maybe we could take a better look at that. It's just outside of the frame right now. That will be Billiter and Jones who are close. And it looks like the 79, Jacob Rist, just got away. And even with these smaller packs, still seeing some side-by-side racing. That 4-car single-file train is a train again, but mostly single-file through and through. Now battle at the back of the field between Chris DeWeese, I think.
Yeah, watching all of this going on again as we are closing in on the halfway mark of this race. About 5 more circuits so far. Everybody clean and green, single file, the way we like it. And gotta wonder, when will tires start to go away? When will that cause the handling issues on these cars now, David, as we are about 3 laps to off flags at Smyrna?
More than halfway, and one thing I think you and I have both noticed, it's been clean, fully clean. I mean, the strategy game of the Christmas Clash is very similar to this with the mini stocks. These guys are prone to running nice, very nice with each other when they're in these cars. Now, I'm wondering if that's just the track and the car coming together just right, which is more important than the other in that sense. But for how competitive these guys were in practice and qualifying, they've been real respectful ever since. I wouldn't be surprised that the leaders are going to ride it out. But one thing I've noticed, Marshburn's lead over the last 4 laps has been diminished. The L4L over the course of these last laps, -4/10. Cody Demers is closing in, and it looks like it's within a second once more.
Yeah, Cody Demers obviously coming off of a win at the, I want to say it was the Christmas Clash race. He won a race at the Christmas Clash that we did. Yeah. Car passed Tech. I don't know how the hell he did it, but it did. And all the while, I think he won the Legends car race, if I remember correctly, David. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, he was able to finish it off and get that one last race in. I think you're as surprised as I was that we even allowed that to happen, but, you know, that's how it is.
Really was very surprising indeed as we watch all these guys work their way for the second half of the race. Halfway home, 30 down and 30 to go. Marshburn continue to lead the way. Deemer second. Chupp, DeWeese, Hall top 5. Victoria, that's Sessoms, Jarrett, Riddle, Rist, and Sessoms top 10 as it stands right now. Everybody is single file around the racetrack. There's about 0.8 of a second lead between Marshburn and Demers, and it looks like we are closing into the second half of this race as fast as the first half flew by. Coming up, Legends cars. They will go 30 laps, part of the 40 laps. My apologies. I thought they were following the format on Sunday of 30 laps. They're going to go 40 laps, part of the New Year's Bash, and then we have the street stocks for a 100-lap event. So there you go. Laps winding down. Marshburn continuing to lead the way.
No competition for Marshburn just yet. Cody, the only driver to even get close within a second. And while he got the gap a little bit tightened up, again, Marshburn has gotten ever so quicker. Take a look to the middle of the field now. We got Aaron and Rist going at each other. That's the 11 and the 79. That's for about the 9th position. Aaron Sessoms up top. And just better off exit. That's the difference maker. And look how far back Jacob Rist dropped because he was on the inside and couldn't get it moving right. That is the difference.
New Smyrna Speedway, where we are. Hello, Braxton Luis. Braxton Luis is right now in the 4th position. Yeah, Braxton, you're in 4th. As we close in on the final 25 laps of this one. So far, clean and green, dominated by Marshburn. Dropped for the green. He jumped out in front, never looked back. There it is. A late race caution, though, David, could change everything and allow Demers and Chubb, Luis, and Hall to get right back in the saddle again here. But I don't know if we're going to get one or not. We're just seeing sheer domination by the Jack Daniels machine, the 024 Marshburn, and maybe Demers is the only car that's able to hang with him, and he's actually losing a second back to the leader.
With Cody Demers now out of the frame and only 22 laps to go, starting to lose hope for anyone to catch up to Wyatt Marshburn. But all these other positions still haven't really been decided. These drivers are still close enough where things could happen, but that's not a guarantee. Still so single file most throughout the way. Braxton Luis took 3rd and he's been able to run with it. This 4-car bundle still interesting because they've been close. We haven't seen a move made yet. Watch aboard now with the number 6 of Ethan Jarrett. He's right on that back bumper, but he hasn't yet been able to make a call to go low or high. Oh, that's as close as it gets though, wouldn't you think, Wesley?
Yeah, that's about as close as I think like you said, you can be able to get to him. And here's that battle down to the inside as we watch now the 81, Hall and Chubb. They continue to go at it. And it just started where they're getting side by side again because it looked like maybe Hall and Chubb decided both to back away because maybe it just wasn't the right time. But maybe this is the right time now. 2/3 completed. Under 20 laps to go in the mini stock race. All the while, it is the driver on the high side battling him, Chubb and Hall. That's for 4th and 5th. Watching on is Jarrett and Sessoms and Riddle going into 3.
Ethan Jarrett tried to make that pass, but again, the inside has been the killer. Watch the number 70 of Victoria Sessoms just using the outer groove, and it's so surprising that the outside is that much better. Usually, at most of these oval circuits, I mean, it's very hard to say there's a lot that have the outside as preference. If you're on the inside, you're cutting distance and you're getting a better launch in. But I haven't seen an example of that all night long, and I don't know if you have, Wesley. It looks like the outside reigns supreme in defending and taking spots. Watch now as we have Sarah Billiter on the outside of Lee Jones. Let's see now if that principle holds up. It looks like Sarah, though, boxed out. There's 2 on the inside, and, of course, only 1 of Sarah.
Yeah, there is. This right now. We'll see how that all shakes out as we move into the finish of this one, watching them work around the racetrack again. Time running out, watching all these guys move to the home stretch, and it looks like now Cody Demers might be the fastest one on the racetrack as the laps are again winding down here.
Last moments for Cody. His best time, a 20.434 officially. Wyatt Marshburn with the fastest time overall, that 20.278. That time by, though, Cody was faster than Wyatt and was the 2nd fastest driver on track, only beat by Dalton Shoppe at 0.004 of a second. Cody is quick, but does he have the time now?
Running out of time. Running out of time right now. What'd you say? I hate you.
Unbelievable.
What the hell is pecan? Oh, pecan. Fuck. You didn't even spell it right. It's pecan. Pecan. I understand. I get the joke. Don't bring back up the snowball derby. What a joke that was those last 100 laps. Marshburn finishing in the lead of this one. Marshburn, Demers, DeWeese, Chubb, Jarrett, top 5 as we close in. Demers getting faster, but then he loses ground. Then he gets faster. Got to wonder if Cody Demers is saving something for down the stretch right now.
He cut down about 1/10 of a second over the last few laps if we're looking at timing, but he's closer in the corners. It's hard to really tell. Let's take a look now. That time by, oh, that was clearly 1/10 of a second. Cody faster at that pace. If he has it, he might be able to catch and pass. If he can consistently go at that speed, I think there's a shot here if he saved it up.
It is Marshburn. It is Demers, DeWeese, Chubb, Jarrett, top 5, single file, under 10 remaining now. 10 to go. Marshburn Scar still up in front. Demers in the number 2 position. They are single file as they work the back straightaway. And I got a feeling things have kind of simmered down here. If there's anybody, and I mean even Cody Demers, that wants a shot at Marshburn, the driver of the 024 Wyatt Marshburn, they better make their move and they better make it now. Time is running out.
Well, even one bad lap from Cody is going to set him off, and honestly, I think that lap right there might have been the nail in the coffin. He was 0.5 slower, but being slower at all right now is a killer. 8 laps to go, he would have to be more than 1/10 of a second faster to get back. He hasn't done that all race long, and I'm starting to think now with those last 2 laps, it's game, set, and match unless Marshburn makes a rare mistake, which we haven't seen out of him all race long, and 7 to go now with a second to make up. It's almost impossible unless we see a miracle out of Cody.
It really is for sure. I hope Cody gets up by my AI self. Get him, Braxton, get him. Slingshot engaged. Becoming a 5 to go this time by. DeWeese is trying to run down Cody Demers, but he's still got a long way to go. Demers still has about 7/8 of a second to get to the leader, Marshburn, and we're 5 remaining, David, here in this race for the mini stocks at the 2nd annual New Year's Virtual Bash.
5 laps remaining. Cody's as close as he's been, and all of a sudden, he pulled a huge lap out of him, nearly 2/10 made up. That's a shocker. Can he do it again? Coming across the line. It's now 6/10 on the dot, and Cody has found something late, but is it enough? That is a huge cut over 2 laps, though, and that's not pace he's had all race long to this point.
Marshburn, Demers, DeWeese, Chubb, Jarrett, top 5. That's the way they're standing as we move our way to the finish of this one. 3 laps to go. Final laps remaining, single file, as we close in to the wrapping up of this race. All the while, 3 remaining. Marshburn Scar in the top position. Demers getting quick, getting slow, finding speed. Is it enough at the end? 2 to go, David, as they work the back straightaway.
Well, this is what it's all about. If there's anything left for Cody Demers, he's got to show it as we come toward the white flag lap. No cautions. This race will be official, and it's going to be head-to-head. Nobody else in the rest of the field battling tight except for 9th and 10th. Riddle and Wrist are side by side, but we'll see now what happens between your top 2. This is it now.
Can he get there? He will not. Here comes Marshburn. Wyatt Marshburn comes to the line. Checkered flag. Do your job, Barney. Wyatt Marshburn will win the 4-cylinder mini stock portion of the 2nd annual New Year's Bash here at the virtual New Smyrna Speedway over Cody Demers, who finishes in 2nd. Braxton DeWeese will settle and finish 3rd. However, BD, you were not able to run down CD, pardon the pun, abbreviations for those names, and WM is able to celebrate as the winner in this one that went caution-free. How about that? 60 laps ran in 21 minutes. Caution-free mini stock race, and Wyatt Marshburn picking up the win there, David.
Well, Marshburn was dominant, and qualifying made all the difference. Starting in 2nd ended up being the miracle, and he takes victory right off that route. The only thing he didn't lead was going to the control car and getting there, but otherwise, he was fully in control and nobody had the speed.
I mean, a race that went from start to finish, no problems whatsoever. And when it's all said and done, here's a look at the results here for the mini stocks at the second annual New Year's Bash, presented by the fine folks of Three Dips Ice Cream Shop. And it is any day now, results. Whenever we put them up on the screen, there it is. Oh, wow, look at. Okay, now I see where he got his new graphics from. Wyatt Marshburn will pick up the victory in the 024. Cody Deemers will finish second. It is Braxton DeWeese third, Dalton Chupp fourth, and Ethan Jarrett your top five. Then it's going to be David Hall, Victoria Sessoms, and Aaron Sessoms, if you will, David, the way they finish in the 8 of 16 cars.
And then from there, John Riddle and Jonathan Riss, those two were right at each other. And it ends out with Dustin Lane and Lee Jones, 11th and 12th, Chris DeWeese and Sarah Billiter, Jonathan Sessoms, 15th and last of all those who start. Sessoms falling by the final 10th. Looks like Sarah just got around Jonathan at the tail end of it.
And when it's all said and done, it was caution-free, no yellow flags whatsoever, and obviously the race done in less than 21 minutes as the checkered flag fell. Hey! That's right. You need to go to New Smyrna Speedway if you're in Daytona for Speed Weeks. I don't know if those dates are correct or not. I think they changed them this year. January the 29th through February the 14th, I believe, are the dates. But New Smyrna Speedway always has exciting racing for I think it's 10 or 12 straight nights leading up to the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. And remember, the race starts a week earlier than before, February the 15th. We are stepping away. When we come back on Elevated TV, we're going Legends Car Racing. The Legends 40 laps, part of the second annual New Year's Bash. After the break, stay with us. Welcome back to the virtual New Smyrna Speedway as coverage continues for the second annual New Year's Bash Nationals presented by Three Dips Ice Cream Shop. Where are they located at? Three Dips. They're located in Miamisburg, Ohio. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream, and now virtually as well. Wesley Outland with you. We got David Crunston from FTN. And how's FTN looking for the new year, David?
We're looking good. So on the Mondays, we're bringing back the Integrity Racing League for their 14th year of racing. It's their fourth season in FTN, but they've been racing since 2012, full seasons all the way through. So they're coming back on Monday nights and then Saturday Night Thunder. They've been racing for about 5 or 6 years now. They're coming back on, of course, Saturdays. And it's more fun now getting these collaboration streams with the guys at CRN and Elevated. So we got a good load of content. The Road to Pro system got completely overhauled, so that's done and done. But, league racing, that's what's exciting when it's down to the people level. I got to ask you, Wesley, you talk about ice cream. I guess I'll ask Cody this one too, even if the stream doesn't hear him. We got any favorite candies or ice creams in the mix here?
Butter pecan. And I said pecan. It's It is butter pecan ice cream that I like. It's my favorite. So maybe strawberry cheesecake is a close second, right? But strawberry pecan.
Interesting. I'm not a strawberry cheesecake guy
not
myself.
Strawberry pecan, butter pecan. I meant to say butter pecan. Yeah, butter pecan.
All right.
Hey, what the hell is strawberry pecan? Yeah, I guess strawberry with pecan in them. I guess I don't know. I guess you could create it.
How about you, Cody? Vanilla, seriously? Okay.
It's a regular.
Oh my God.
McDonald's
sells good ice cream cones, though. They're good.
Yeah, when the ice cream machine's working,
I'm lucky. The ones around me, they actually do.
How many times you go to a place that you go there and they say, we're sorry, the machine's broken. It's just like going to Wendy's lately in the middle of the night, wanting to get a Frosty before they close. We're sorry, the Frosty machine's broke. It's down. No, you just don't want to make any. You try to get out of there early and steal all the burgers. Okay, my rant is over. We're getting ready now for 30 laps with the Legend cars. I guess we changed our mind. We're not going to go 40 laps. We're going to go 30 laps, which is actually the distance that we did in the real New Year's Bash. By the way, check out DillonMotorSpeedway.com on social media, Dillon Motor Speedway on the web, and join them for a fun 2026 racing season. They have something they've announced called the Road to the Nationals. There will be qualifier races for the Legend cars. The U.S. Legends International Pavement Nationals will be at Dillon this year in November. A whole bunch of other cool, great things planned. And don't forget the Vintage Car Nationals will be there in March. As we get you ready to go for the Legend cars, Jeremy Ashby will be on the pole. Lee Jones on the outside of row number 1. It is Sam Macedo and Dalton Shupp on row number 2. Sarah Billiter and Aaron Sessoms make up row number 3. Row number 4 on the grid will find the drivers of Caleb Hall and Jonathan Rist. Row 5, Braxton DeWeese, Dustin Lane, and we'll go halfway through the field. Let you take the rest, David. It'll be row number 6 with John Robbins and Jonathan Sessoms.
Right after that, the 7th row, we got Victoria Sessoms and you got John Stapleton. Caleb Burge and Cody Crawlton go 15th and 16th. And the 002 is right there in the mix as well. Marshburn just got through with 1 victory. Let's see what he can do alongside Riley Hutchins. Nathan Williams in the 117 and Cody Demers in 20th round out row 10, with your final drivers being Mason Weekly, John Riddle, and Xavier King, the final driver in our qualifying lineup here. We got 23 that are set to start. And with these Legends cars, well, hopefully things are a bit cleaner than we saw them last time, but it's a bigger track, and the banking should help a lot with keeping these guys in control through the corners here.
You're exactly right. It was a very interesting race on the New Year's, or the Christmas Flash event. But obviously, Langley Speedway is a completely different animal compared to New Smyrna Speedway, right? I'll give you all the track descriptions, dimensions here in a moment as the pace laps are underway. Who's saying hello? Hey, David Hall. David Hall in the house. Hello to the 9-8 man says, I might be getting Wendy's today. Get you some Wendy's. Trucker Gaming says, what's up? Hello. Interact with us, I guess, on social media. I think we're on Cody Deemer's page because he hasn't put it on Elevated TV's Facebook. But I don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't see it. We're live, though, on the YouTube, the Facebook. What is it? YouTube, what there's a Elevated TV website channel now. And we'll give all the details on that as well. And here they come. Green flag, the rumble of the bees. I think these cars sound more like people as we're underway. This is the 30-lap race, and we're already coming to turn 3. To complete lap number 1. Here they come, rock, roll, and rumble off the 4th turn. Sam Macedo leads lap 1 there, David.
No doubt about it, and look again at the outside groove, helping a whole lot for these drivers. Sam Macedo made some fast passes and a few more passes, even though it's still fully double file. These drivers are just about the same pace as each other overall, so it's not a shock. Oh, that's loose, I'll tell you that. Having a trouble.
Somebody upside down. We got one upside down coming out of turn number 4 on their lid. I want to say it's Riley Hutchins, possibly. As Riley Hutchins is up and over, flipping out of turn 4. First caution of the race, much less the night, presented by Braxton DeWeese Racing. Here is the replay. Boy, set it up for us, David. What went wrong? What went right? What do you think?
Well, I cannot believe Riley Hutchins went over there. Let's get that look one more time. I mean, Hutchins overcorrected. That's clear as day here, but it can't happen without contact. Here's a look from Xavier King. Going into 3 and 4. The front of the field gets away okay, but, wheel to wheel, then up the track. Usually that sideways contact doesn't give a driver in, but when you're shot up into another, these things become like ping pong balls, and that's what did Riley Hutchins in the most. Caught right in the middle.
Hutchins up and over, upside down. There's a little small quarter midget racetrack, and sometimes they run go-karts and legends and whatnot inside that little part of the small track at the, of course, New Smyrna Speedway. This is like a super speedway for these guys and gals running on this track of this size with the legend cars here at the New Smyrna Speedway. We thank you for taking the time to join us. New Smyrna Beach, Florida is where we are. New Smyrna Speedway, right off of the interstate, man. It's like, you ever been there, David? I mean, I've been there. Right off of I-95, tracks right off of 95, right near the beach. You can literally hear the cresting, the crashing of the waves sometimes if it's a good night with the wind blowing. And obviously it's a beautiful facility, and the home of the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing, held annually down there in February, part of Speed Weeks before the Daytona 500.
The last time I was around there was about 7 years ago, and I was in Daytona Beach, so I haven't yet been to New Smyrna. But, I mean, unbelievable beaches in that area right off 95, I'll tell you that much.
It really is. Beautiful place. Half-mile racetrack, 23 degrees of bacon in the corners, 70 feet turn width, and the straightaway width is 60 feet. So back down the straightaway we go. Green flag, we're back underway. It really doesn't look like 23 degrees of bacon, but it really is around this place here as we are back for a restart with obviously a lap, 2 or 3 laps completed. Caution laps do not count. Boy, they're right back to it again, aren't they?
Yeah, you know what track this kind of reminds me of when you talk about the 23 degrees of banking? It almost is like USA International. You go to that track on iRacing and you don't think the banking means a lot because it doesn't look that big, but it pushes you. It definitely does.
Really is. I did a broadcast last night with the Leadfoot Racing League, and they were at USA International for their lid lifter for TV5, and you talk about the banking there, the banking here for sure. It look degrees of banking as they come off that corner. Matter of fact, let's just try to ride on board, maybe with the leader. Let's ride on board with Sarah Billiter. As we watch from the front window, just watch the banking here. And when you hit it, the smart thing to do, honestly, is not to get up to the top of the marbles. It's to stay right there, locked to the bottom of the apron, if you will.
And as we look here with Sarah, yeah, not locked right in just there, but it doesn't mean the worst thing if you do it a time or two. And look at the suspension, looking at all these in-depth angles here. We got some brand new cameras courtesy of Pit Stop TV and Whiplash tonight, and you can get every single view. Right now, Sarah in fair control, and it looks like no immediate competition. Again, like Marshburn did in that previous race, breaking out, and when the clean air hits, you're home free. Battle for second might get a little bit tighter now as Caleb Hall gets a look to the inside.
Sarah Billiter up in the front. And can I say this jokingly? Cody Deemers is nowhere in sight to take her out. Like, actually, I hope she laps Cody Deemers, because here we go, yeah. Everybody last summer, Sarah Billiter was winning the exciting debut of the figure 8 race on elevated TV. David, you couldn't make this up. Somehow, Cody took his fiance out. Now, he didn't win the race. I think somebody took him out. But, yeah. All is fair and love and more except for iRacing, right, David? I guess, right?
Unbelievable. But you know what? That isn't surprising for Cody, don't you think?
I have no comment. Thirty laps for distance. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, had that little caution there at the beginning.
Oh boy.
31 street stocks ready to go for 100 laps coming up next year as we are approaching the big main event of the night for the second annual New Year's Bash Nationals. Don't forget the 17th New Year's Bash will be next year in January the 8th, 9th, and 10th. They're going to, Ron Barfield and Bill and Dylan, they had a big Facebook video last night and talked about the season and the race and the recap. One of the things they mentioned were they were going to start the New Year's Bash a week later than this, how it's been. Because obviously, if you think about it, David, New Year's Day will be Friday, I think it'll be. So they're trying to give everybody a chance to celebrate the holiday, Christmas, New Year's, and then come back a week later for the big race. And here we go. Heading to the home stretch of this one. 15 down, 15 to go, 16 completed actually. And Lee Jones is continuing to be the Pied Piper up in front now. They're free falling like lyrics to the Tom Petty song, if you will, as they go back off of turn number 4.
So Jones is back up, and it's double file behind him. Previously, Sarah was in a similar situation, but does Lee Jones have the stuff to run away? I am not sure about that just yet. Jonathan Rist is just broken free, and we might just see an opportunity now for Jonathan to get another shot at the lead himself. It's double file further back now, but look at that. Clean air for the 24, but better for Jonathan. He's right behind, and look at how big that gap was and how small it is now. And with 11 to go, it becomes less than 3/10.
Yeah, you're exactly right. As we watch these guys working their way around the corner. Sorry, I was working at something on SDK, and I was looking at the fact that we're literally closing in on not even 10 minutes of this race, and now we're at 10 laps to go. I was going to say, obviously, David, that these legend cars, even though they're small, they're fast, they're exciting. These dudes can get to great speeds, monster speeds, especially, like I said, a super speedway for them, like New Smyrna. And right now, we're watching these guys take that to the finish. 9 laps to go as the Militaire has fought her way back to the front, battling around Jonathan Rist and Caleb Hall. It's about to be a 5-horse race for the win. 4 men and a lady going at it in the finish with 8 to go off 4.
Single-digit laps. Sarah back in the lead, making up 4 spots again. Watch now on the inside, though. Caleb Hall looking confident. The mini stocks, the inside was useless. Let's see what happens now, because it looks like Caleb is holding up with a better fight. And even lower is the 13 right there, too. Take a look at Jeremy Ashby. Ashby takes second, and again, Sarah drops back.
Sideways, 3 wide. Look at him, 3 wide. With a red, white, and blue as well for the 250th anniversary of our nation, to the USA. What a battle there as Caleb Hall jumps to the lead with 6 to go. He's in front over Ashby and company as we battle again with 5 cars for the win. 6 cars now.
Oh, loose the leader goes!
He slipped. Jeremy Ashby with a wiggle. Opens the door. Jeremy Ashby, Jonathan Rist now going to door with 5 to go. David in the corner. And we're side by side, stride for stride. 3 rows on the back straightaway.
That is an unbelievable mistake in the late stages of this race. 5 to go and loose again. I don't even know how Jonathan pulled the lead back after the first slip up, but he's clearly still loose and the pressure is building. Lee Jones to the inside, trying to get away with contact. You got 7 drivers with a chance, and the 8th is watching just behind. If they all wreck, it could be Billiter. Now it could even be Victoria Sessoms. Still side by side at the line, just barely Jonathan Rist.
And they work their way back into the corner again. My goodness, these legend cars battling, and the words of Gladiator and Cody screaming in our ear, are you not entertained? Right now, Jones pulling away as the time is running out. Lee Jones, the red machine, overhaul. Robbins now, what a battle. What a 3-4 car battle behind the top 2 of Robbins, Ashley, Sessoms and Rist. All the while, they work the back straightaway into turn number 3. They will see the white flag this time by 1 more lap to go. Caleb Hall, Lee Jones, final time. And look at this, unbelievable. Wow. It is. And any of these guys, one wrong slip, David, and we're going to see somebody break through and win, but I don't think Caleb Hall is going to let that happen. Here comes the purple power coming off of turn number 4. It's the 78 Caleb Hall. He wins the New Year's Bash in the Legend Cars. Wow.
Unbelievable for the Legends cars. I've never seen anything like it.
That final 10 lap was worth the price of admission. These guys are still coming at you at full song. Slow down, the race is over. Started 12th, finished 2nd for John Robbins, Caleb Hall. And they're going to make another extra lap just for, spite. Caleb Hall is going to win this race. What a fun one indeed. It was exciting. Caleb Hall over John Robbins. And I'll tell you what, New Smyrna Speedway, this track, its size, David, it did not disappoint. What an event, the way these guys were battling, especially with those last 10 laps. It got really intense. 6 drivers at any time could have won this race.
And the fact that they stayed clean after that first caution, even though they were slipping around, I mean, I'll tell you this much. The number 9, Jonathan Rist, had that race won twice and then fell apart It could have also been Sarah. She fell back to 6th. The differences were so clear from beginning to end for some of these guys in the runs, and it was not at all like the mini stock race. And I think that's for a good reason. They were so close and they could go anywhere. Somehow, only one of them won, even though I think all of them got at least a chance to lead for a brief moment.
Results are in. There it is. I guess they're using your graphics for FTN, David. Cody's using your graphics, so there they are. Jonathan Sessoms is going to be the. Wait a minute, you need to go back to the winners, not 11th to 20th. Let's go back to the winner, Caleb Hall. Caleb Hall, there you go. Now you're caught up. Caleb Hall picks up the win over John Robbins. What a finish that was. Literally, Jeremy Ashby, Lee Jones, Victoria Sessom, Sarah Billiter, any of those drivers at the end could have won this thing. Sarah Billiter led a lot of the race, and she's very happy she got a top 5 or top 10, and Cody didn't take her out. So Aaron Sessom, 7th. Jonathan Rist is 8th. Dustin Lane will finish 9th. Wyatt Marshburn, who won in the mini stock, struggles in the Legends. He'll finish in 10th. 11th will go to Jonathan Sessoms, and Xavier King, David, will finish in the top 12.
And right after them, or I'll say this one first, talking about graphics tonight, got to thank our friend Andrew, who works with FTN and with Elevated TV. He put down the broadcast graphics tonight, so that's where Cody's really taking it from. Just want to let the fans know out there. Well, Xavier's 12th. Then you have Caleb Burge in 13th. Dalton Shutt P14. Nathan Williams wraps up the top 15 with John Stapleton, Cody Carlton. There's Cody in 18th. And then Sam Machado in 19th place. Braxton Deweese wraps up the top 20. And your final drivers on the field from there. 21st, John Riddle. Mason Weekly, 22nd. And Riley Hutchins, the only driver to retire after flipping up and over in the first caution.
Yeah, and we did have one yellow flag in the race when it was all said and done. Hey, what's coming up next on Elevated TV? There's the details, and it is back to Rolling Thunder again. Join them on, I believe it's Thursday night at Kern County for the Showdown in the Desert. Coverage at 9 Eastern on Elevated. The Icebreaker, we'll have the details on that coming up soon. That race will be actually in February the 6th and 7th at the Florence Motor Speedway in South Carolina down in Timmonsville. And the Icebreaker will be our next big special event. We also got Speed Weeks coming up at New Smyrna Racing here at New Smyrna. I know Cody will work on all the details of that. And don't forget, January the 22nd, the Pensacola Showdown. The Pensacola Showdown will be at Five Flags with the Rolling Thunder. And I'm understanding the championship will be decided on that Thursday night, January the 22nd. So all that's coming up on Elevated TV. We are taking a quick break. When we come back, we get you set for the Street Stocks, the big one, the New Year's Bash, virtual iRacing 2nd edition, coming up at New Smyrna Speedway. Elevated TV, CRN. Stay with us. We're back for the big show next.
Extreme racing, extreme excitement, extreme fun. Sportsdrome Speedway in Clarksville, the place for fun-filled, affordable family entertainment in Kentuckiana. The only asphalt track in Kentuckiana to feature oval action and the thrill of figure-8 racing. Visit SportsDromeOnline.com for ticket prices and a full race schedule. Sportsdrome Speedway, the grassroots of auto racing since 1947.
What do Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Sarah Fisher, Bobby Unser, Mario Andretti, and A.J. Foyt have in common? The Winchester Speedway, the world's fastest half-mile. Driving at the Winchester Speedway was a stepping stone to the big leagues and an accomplishment each of these drivers is proud to list. Come out to the Winchester Speedway. Come see the stars of tomorrow as they meet the challenges of the Winchester Speedway, the world's fastest half-mile. The Winchester Speedway offers great family entertainment, affordable ticket prices, and a chance to see the stars of tomorrow. The Winchester Speedway, the world's fastest half-mile.
Shady Bowl Speedway is the premier asphalt track in Ohio. This year's schedule makes that absolutely indisputable. Which drivers will prevail in 2017? Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Shady Bowl Speedway.
Blue Line Soft Wash is a veteran-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing integrity and precision to exterior cleaning. Founded by a retired law enforcement officer, and we proudly back the men in blue. Blue Line Soft Wash upholds the values of service, commitment, and attention to detail in every job. Trust Blue Line Soft Wash to protect and enhance your property with the same dedication. That's all we'll say. Back here at Dillon Motor Speedway's virtual New Year's Bash being held at New Smyrna Speedway. Hope you caught that. Somebody said, what did he just say? We're at Dillon? No, we're at New Smyrna. But Dillon Motor Speedway's New Year's Bash is what we're recreating for the second year on iRacing. Welcome back to our coverage from FTN. David Crutzen, I'm Wesley Outland, Cody Deemer, punching the buttons, and I guess we got a driver getting some safety laps here. I guess we're showing qualifying. It's about to expire. I hope I don't want to call 40 minutes for qualifying. Ron Phipp's car trying to get some laps around the racetrack, and I'm sorry, I thought that we were going to go right into the starting lineup for the race, but I guess you're catching the end of qualifying as it's about to expire, is what I've been told here, David.
So we're just moments away from getting the ball rolling. I'm going to tell you this much, qualifying or not, this is the big one, 100 laps. And so far, we've gotten through 100 previous laps with only one caution. So things are going good so far, and hopefully that's a good omen for this next race.
So again, these drivers will finish up with qualifying here in a few moments, and we will get ready to go for a 100-lap race. 100 laps the distance, as these drivers will get a halfway break around before or around lap 50, kind of mimicking what the real thing is. If we see 6 cars battling door to door at 50 laps to go, we're not going to throw a caution. We're going to probably let it settle out and then throw a yellow flag with 45, 44 to go or something like that. And if we get a caution before halfway, we'll probably say that'll be the halfway break. So just want to throw that out there as the clock expires. We are ready to introduce the starting lineup. Ladies and gentlemen, the grid is being formed behind the pace car. Got a little exciting music in the background, and it is time to go street stock racing. You gotta love these cars. On the pole, Noah Allison is your fast qualifier. He will be the man to bring to the green in the number 24 machine. To the outside of row number 1, Jake McElfresh in the 03. Row number 2 will find Josh Way from Painesville, Ohio, and Andrew Cook in the 69. You're showing row 11 for some reason, Cody. Row number 3, Jimmy Kirby in the 11 car. Ron Phipps in the 31. Row 4 on the grid, Josh Poore in 27. And David Hall will start the 125 right there, along with James Horner, the top 10 there, David.
And beyond that, you got Ricky Craig, number 11, with Jonathan Sessoms in 12th. Aaron Sessoms goes 13th with Joe Pulley in the 14th place, and the number 2 of Dalton Chupp, 15th. Jason Thompson lines up 16th with Xavier King, 17th place. Ricky Locklear is in 18th. Sarah Billiter, 19th. And Joe Muldoon ends the top 20, Wesley.
Rest of the lineup will find, of course, James Kirby in 21st. Ryan Amonette in the 22nd spot. Ricky Locklear Jr., and you guys ain't gonna play no damn pranks on me now. From Darlington, South Carolina, the 12 SC will start 23rd. Josh Everett Jr. will start 24th outside row number 12. Jeff Sparks from Ackworth, Georgia will be in the number inside row 13 and 25th. Caleb Burge in the 26th position. Rest of the lineup will find Caleb Hall in the 51, 27th, starting 28th, the 6th of Wyatt Marshburn. J.P. Crabtree in the 83, the top 30 finds John Riddle and Joshua Wade Jr., not senior, Joshua Wade Jr., starting in 31st. There's the lineup. They will go 100 laps. David, you want to give the command to get this field going for the second New Year's Bash, presented by the fine folks at Three Dips Ice Cream Shop?
Well, it's about time. 100 laps ahead of us, 31 great drivers on that starting grid. So it is about time for our drivers to do what they do best. Drivers, start! Yeah! And there they go!
The rumble of these street stocks. As preliminary laps begin, such sweet perpetual thunder as they get ready to go for 100 laps. We pause on the radio for the green flag next.
We now pause for station identification. This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN. 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
The moment we've all been waiting for. The street stocks, the rumble, and the kaleidoscope of colors on iRacing. Ready to get this started. This will be a 100-lap race. To the music. Here they come with Allison and McElfresh. On the front row, the green flag is out as they reach turn 4. The second annual New Year's Bash street stock feature is green at New Smyrna. You have a virtual race. It's go time. And we are underway. Already got this thing started. Noah Allison with a big jump in front in the early going.
Same deal. That outside, much like the mini stocks, is going to give the advantage, and so you'll have Allison out in front. The Devil stretch drops the one. It's going to be Josh Way who takes that race briefly, only to fall back. 3 laps in, double file through. I gotta say, Wesley, based on what we saw with the mini stocks, I wouldn't be surprised if these drivers go for some long green flag runs. The Legends cars are twitchy. You make one mistake, it's going to cost everyone. But the street stocks are not only durable, but they're really hard to get out of sorts. From my driving experience and from watching all these other racers go at it time and time again, they're stable, they're steady, and while they're fast, I think it's going to be surprising if we see big moves that cause big problems.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. All the while, this race again, 100 laps per distance, and right now it is Noah Allison continuing to hit his mark, leading the way. Allison over Way, McElfresh down to the inside, contact there. System car on the bottom, got hit by another car. I think that was Jump for James Horner. It's Jump in the 2, and they have found made each other both lose momentum. Well, actually, it happened to the System car. Now Jump's got to gather and really back in and battle him on the inside of the 4.
See that breakaway for the leading pack there, and look at the difference. And that's just a matter of momentum. When that group starts to lose it back there, they're just going to start to slowly but surely let the leaders go single file. And one thing we noticed from both races so far, you go single file, it becomes next to impossible to make big moves up the ladder. That's a problem for all these drivers in the back half, and it severely limits them from going up there and really putting a competitive fight to go up to win and get good spots. We'll see if any one of them can break out right now, but even the back of the field, 8 laps in, coming to 9, they are still in original formation after already about a 10th of the race.
Certainly are. Everybody, for the most part, side by side, stride for stride as they put another lap on the board. It is Allison, Noah Allison leading the way. Beautiful field of cars. Gotta love them. The street stocks, we started 31 cars. We started 31 cars in the real race. Last Sunday night at Dillon, we started 31 for this one. I want to let you know that QR code's been deactivated. I just clicked on it and it said it's deactivated, Cody. I don't know why, but it is. Nonetheless, what you got, David, is right now, everybody is right now patient. I think the word we're seeing in the opening 10 laps of this race.
Well, I would say that's perfectly the way to put it. I mean, it's 2x2, a lot of double file racing, and that is indicative of a field that is not ready to go all out like we saw with those Legends. I tell you what, those Legends cars put on an unbelievable show. I think that's going to be the marker for the rest of the night, but I don't think it's likely that we see that again. Again, the street stocks race completely different. Right now, Noah Allison, with the best lap of 19.662, is far and ahead of the rest of the field right now. Gaps are easy to make with clean air, but when it's dirty, you're going nowhere. Here's a ride on board with Ricky Locklear. You look at that driver telemetry, up to about 101 miles an hour, light on the brakes if anything, and then putting it back on the throttle. This is what really reminds me of USA, just about the same track path in terms of putting the speed down, locking it in low, but the outside in clean air looks preferential. When you're stuck, Wesley, you are stuck. Doesn't matter where you put yourself.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Patience indeed, as we watch these drivers work their way back around, heading to 15 of 100 laps, 85 to go. Right now, 5 minutes into this race now on the block. It's Noah Allison, Josh Way. That's Josh Way Sr., by the way. McElfresh back in second or third. Jimmy Kirby, Andrew Cook, the top 5. Cook trying to battle Kirby. Look at this battle now, side by side going on.
Close quarters up at the head of the field. This is the test, inside versus outside. They both have clean air. Which one's going to get the better? Look at that number 69 Machina Cook. Nice drive off the exit. He'll have the advantage, and into one. Doesn't take the spot. And he almost gets clear, but a battle back from Jimmy Kirby makes it a fight again. I've noticed that when we say the outside's better, it's generally the outside out of 4. Drivers on the inside have held their own better through the first half of the racetrack.
And watch the battle now, right there, side by side, Kirby and Cook. And all the while, they try to run back down McElfresh for that position. All that's going on is the 69 and the 11. Now put the 5 in the mix of Flanagan. Austin Flanagan's car reminds me of what my dad's race car used to look like back in the day when he raced at Southern National in Wake County and Orange County and places like that. A super stock car back in the day is what they called them. They were used to be called super stocks, and they changed them to stock lookalikes. And then in the early 2000s, that's created what is the street stock era. And right now, 1/5 of the way through, it is 20 completed, 80 to go. Great racing with still Noah Allison in front.
Fifth of the way through, no competition for Noah Allison, and that has been the story of this race. But take a look at the top 3 versus the rest of the field. It looks like right now Jake McElfresh is 2.5 seconds back from Noah Allison. 4th place Kirby is 6 seconds behind. We're getting to the point where I think we're going to see some lap traffic come into play in this race, and perhaps sooner than later. The battle for 4th right now is still as tight as it gets. But watch out for those leaders catching up to the tail end of the field. Meanwhile, we'll watch here as to the inside, it looks like a nice block from Cook. Use the outside well, put the defense on, and watch as he drives up to the high side again. Very clear, using multiple grooves, playing into favors for drivers right now.
Certainly loving the momentum we're watching with these guys, as you just mentioned, and obviously the laps are ticking down quickly. Now remember, there's supposed to be a competition caution right around or after halfway. It could be at lap 50, it could be at lap 45, it could be at lap 55, or whatever the discretion the race director decides, depending on what type of momentum is happening on the racetrack. Obviously, you don't want to take away the excitement of what we're watching. Everybody right now, side by side, nose to tail, door to door. This is just some great racing we're watching here. We close in on 75 North line.
Looking at the tail end, still some exciting racing even here. That number 7, that is Sparks. Take a look back here, and we got an eye on Jeff Sparks going toe-to-toe with Wyatt Mashburn and company. Right now, Mashburn doesn't look like he's going to be going out there and repeating the race when he got early in the mini stocks, but either way, it's competitive. The breakaway early on for the leaders sets them apart. A lot of these drivers are just about as quick as the leaders, but they're just too far back now, and with all that traffic, well, there's very little that they can do. This is the difference maker. Track position. Qualifying sets them apart. Then the leaders of the field are able to really break away. Right now, 31st on back, those drivers are still more than a half track away from being lapped, but by lap 50 or 60, the expectation is that these guys that you're looking at right now will be fighting directly with the leaders. Wesley, that's going to throw a huge curveball for this field, and I don't know if we're ready to see it happen.
Yeah, what strategy? What strategy are we watching right now, right? Watching these guys working their way around the racetrack and doing what they're doing. Obviously, we're continuing to see Noah Allison run away with it. Allison and Way, McElfresh, Kirby, top 5, bottom 5 for your top 10 finds. Ron Pip, Jonathan Systems, David Hall, Austin Flanagan, Dalton Shoppe. And look at this, man, just great racing right here. A lot of virtual driving going on, but there's a lot of patience going on with a lot of these guys as they work their way back across the line.
Still, not going to see any battling with the leaders, but these gaps are narrow as they come. Inside the top 10, we do have a fight brewing, and it's going to be between 8th place driver David Hall and with him Austin Flanagan. It looks like while they're single file ahead, the top 10 is not fully decided. You got drivers going toe-to-toe at the very last moments of it. What's going to happen now for these drivers? Well, it looks like some of them are going to narrow out and fade into the single file racing. But Flanagan on the high side again, looking for a move. Austin Flanagan looks like he is not fully clear, but he is ahead of Dalton Shoppe. And out of 2, he might just get it there.
I was going to say, not really clear yet, but patiently working his way around the racetrack as we watch these guys put another lap on the board. I mean, time is flying by fast. 11 laps into this thing, and we're already heading to lap number 33, 35 laps of this event so far. About to be a memory here in the second annual virtual New Year's Bash presented by the fine folks sponsoring this event with 3 Dips Ice Cream Shop. Obviously, thank you to Braxton Weeks Racing, Stagger Pro Motorsports, USA Tires, all making this event happen on Elevated TV, FTN, and on the Community Radio Network. And all the while, Allison is just running away with this thing. There he is, right there, by himself. Josh Way Sr. in second in the 55 from Painesville, Ohio. Beautiful looking race car. And McElfresh right now in third. And there's 2 seconds separating them. And then you go 6, 8, 9, 10 seconds or more for the rest of the field running down the podium.
Huge gaps. These are big. The Legend race didn't quite have that. Mini stock race definitely. The fields came close together. But with the biggest field we've had all night long, it looks a lot different when you let it play out under green for a long period of time. Looking at Barney the Flagman and his perspective right now, he's had a pretty easy job tonight. He's only had to wave it 1 extra time than the absolute minimum. Green, white, checkered, green, yellow, green, white, checkered. Now the green flag is back on, and it's been that way for the better part of the past 15 minutes. Looks like Barney's having an easy night here.
It has been an easy night for the man there, as you mentioned, of Barney, the iRacing flagman. But nonetheless, when will the fireworks begin? That's the big question. Will the fireworks, will everything start going going downhill? Will we start to see caution-free cautions, if you will? That is a big if as we close in on, obviously, the halfway mark of this race. Now, we're hitting a point now where the race director could literally say, we want to throw a caution at lap 47, we want to throw it at lap 50, we want to throw it at 52. It depends on how the race director feels. We do know, though, around lap 50, at the halfway mark, and or before, there's going to be a caution. It's just a matter of when it will be.
Right now, these drivers are really settled into their run. And I'll tell you this much, and I guess it's more of a question than it is a statement, Wesley. Do you think anyone is going to have a reason to go down to pit road? I think on fuel, we're fine, but will tires make any difference? One up high! Oh, that's trouble in a big checkup. Wow. Jeff Sparks.
Jeff Sparks, the Ackworth, Georgia driver, with a big save there. Watch this as we're going to go to a replay. Watch this. Battling with Ricky Locklear Jr. Whoa! Locklear Jr. not giving him any room, and Jeff Sparks had to get on the binders and check up the map. And now we're back live as we watch that racing action just happen. Could have been a caution, but David, it didn't turn out that way as we continue to see this going on with Locklear up in front of that pack. Jeff Sparks about 4 cars behind.
An unbelievably narrow escape from multiple drivers getting messed up. Everyone able to get on the way again. Here comes the fight for Sparks. He tries to keep himself somewhat competitive. Your last place driver now, Caleb Burr, just some 19 seconds off of course, the rest of the field. And with Caleb being that far back, we are inching closer and closer to that conversation, which we've spoken of all night long. Look just behind him. He's got Noah Allison slowly but surely due to breathe down his neck. And I think it's just a matter of time now before traffic becomes a big deal. That's what's going to shake it up. We're really running by the book right now. Every lap goes by. Leaders have had no problems. Noah Allison in particular has had really no competition tonight. I think now, very little chance for him to escape unscathed. He's coming up on a full field again, and it's no longer clean air. That's the biggest advantage he's had all night long. It might just be taken away from him.
So the question is this. As we close in on the finish of this one, halfway at least, when will that competition caution come out? When will we see the competition caution, right? We know that there is a yellow flag that's going to come out and or before or after halfway. I mean, it might come out at exactly lap number 50. Right now, things have kind of simmered down a little bit as we continue to race on. With Allison Way, McElfresh, Cook, Kirby, Phipps, David, Sessom, Natal, Sessom, and Chubb. And obviously the driver of Chubb and Four battling. We're closing in on halfway and a few more circuits here, David.
With that 50-50 mark hit, I think we've seen pretty well how it plays out on the green. And you're talking about that possibility. Well, we know it's going to happen, but the possibility of when, Wesley, that competition caution comes out. However, I mean, you look at it right now, if it happened here, we'd probably get another long stretch. What would happen if it is thrown later? Well, we still don't know. It's up in the air, and neither the drivers nor we know what exactly is going to happen. Now that the full field is connected to one another, it's race cars everywhere you look, and still really tight. Smarts there with a little bit of Bob. Noah Allison is going to start that pursuit of putting them down a lap one at a time. And look at the gap between your top two drivers. Josh Way has halved it. It went from over a second to now just over half.
We're halfway home now. Working lap number 51, 52 of 100 laps. So I'm thinking any moment now we should be seeing the caution flag come out, because obviously we have been green all the way to the start. And another thing that I'm going to ponder here too is, will the yellow flag breed more cautions? Will cautions breed caution? Something also that we might need to consider too. As I know we have a competition caution. It'll be coming out here any moment. I mean, I'm just wondering when the race director is going to cool it, because he has to. Well, I mean, normally it's before or after halfway, so it'll be in the next. We're being told within the next 3 laps, says Doc, because they got to do it before lap 60. It's what they're looking at that window between lap 45 and 55. I'm sorry, from lap 40 to 60 is the window, and obviously, again, David, we're watching this race fly by already 55 laps. Noah Allison running away with it over Josh Way, Senior, McElfresh, and Cook in the top 5. We need a caution maybe to punch everybody back up again, but my fear is, could we see caution as we head to the second half of the race?
I think that would still be unlikely, only just because you're going to re-rack them, you're going to roll them again, and even with what we've seen, yellow flags out now, even what we've seen so far, we had Sparks with a near incident, but only 1 near miss in 57 laps. I think that's in the favor of the field to stay calm and collected no matter what's thrown. The yellow's out.
The caution is out over the speedway, so this is the first Braxton Elites Racing caution of the event. And honestly, let's be honest here, what will happen? There's a lot of storylines we got to watch. Who's going to come down to the pit lane? Who will pit? Who will not? You mentioned it, David. Will we see anybody literally take the advantage of coming down pit road, or is everybody happy with their cars right now? We'll find out that verdict when they come back around next time by, once we get time and scoring settled with the lineup.
Noah Allison, the fastest man of the night so far, and there has been no denying him. Josh Way was able to cut that gap, but that largely just came thanks to the traffic. Now, does he have the pace to do when we go clean? Not too sure. I think that's the big question that everyone has on their mind. Will it happen now as we get that second chance? Everyone has a second chance. We'll see who makes the best of it. iRacing pace car coming around again. Looks like we still got at least 2 to green.
Yeah, they'll give them another lap or so before we do turn them loose. And the decision to be made, are you going to pit? Now here's the deal. And let them know this, David. They don't have to pit. You do not have to come down pit road. You don't have to make that decision. You can stay on the racetrack. And remember, and again, my question is this as well. Will we see late race cautions? This is the perfect time for it, if you will. The ingredients are there as the field gets bunched up, one to go indication. We'll be ready to turn them loose here next time by.
Well, this is what it's all about. It's not
nobody
really
came down pit road.
Yeah, nobody did. So it's going to stay the same as it was. Not really going to be a sprint in terms of length, but it's going to be shorter no matter what than what we just saw before. It's a second chance and a big one. First restart of the night, what could be the only restart.
No cautions, breed caution. It's time to settle it here now at New Smyrna. And that's the big idea, right? What will take place? How will this shake out here? Everybody's right there, back side by side with one another, door to door, watching Noah Allison currently lead this thing.
Allison's got it, without a shadow of a doubt. Double file all the way through, very similar to the original formation. Jake McElfresh back in the second spot. Josh Ways dropped one back, and the qualifying order is almost perfectly intact, or rather, the restart order. Top three is in their qualifying place. A few other drivers are too, like Xavier King in 17th. But otherwise, the way they were running, the way they are now, everyone's back in control of their destiny on the lead lap. And Noah Allison is the only one who has freed himself.
I'm blown away just by watching the sheer success of what these guys are doing here. Time running out. Heading to down 40, under 40 remaining. All the while, we are watching Noah Allison holding off and pull away from everybody. Right, there's the leader, and there's everybody behind him, side by side, nose to tail, brake rotors glowing cherry red, and they can't catch Noah Allison. Allison is gone. The interval now 2 seconds over McElfresh and Way and Fitz and Cook and so on as they're stride for stride going down the back straightaway with one another.
Still double file. And I don't even think the original start, if you look back at it, was this consistent. At this rate, drivers would have started breaking out. But it looks like even the second place battle is exactly the same. I mean, up high, Josh Way's got a minor disadvantage, though. The outside with traffic and dirty air has not been nearly as good as the clean air situation I saw, particularly with the mini stocks. Way's still fighting hard. I think he has the slightly faster car, but right now, since he's boxed up rather than being free to go anywhere, he's a little bit slower. It's not really playing out in his favor. Still, eking out the advantage at the end of the straight. Side by side they remain. While he moves up high, though, that's going to be huge for the number 03, and that's going to be Jake. Second place, trying to clear. Slight edge. Hasn't yet taken it, though.
Allison literally dominating this one. Cody Deemer's chiming in our ear as producer, and he said, it ain't going to take no 2 hours to do this one tonight. And I'm happy because I have another iRacing broadcast obligation at 9 o'clock. I might be able to get you some groceries down my neck before we start that one. 33 laps to go. Leaders working off the corner out of turn number 4. As all the while, Allison, McElfresh, Way, 5th, and Cook, top 5. Are they toying with Allison? Or do you think Allison's car is just strong? His interval, by the way, is 4 seconds as we're 3 wide, just a glimpse a moment ago in that pack.
Contacting up the track goes to 28. And that is a hit for Jason Thompson. But again, they save it.
Mason Thompson with a smack off the wall.
Well, going back to your question, Wesley, if it was toying, I think they'd be within a second. Whatever is going on right now is no joke. It is clear as day. No Allison is simply that much better. Oh, tell me about it, Cody.
I'm going to tell you what. Better get Ron Sr. and Ron Jr. in the next-gen, the room of doom. Because I'm going to tell you, virtually that car's just kick butt, took names, man. And I'll be honest with you. Can I say something here? Besides the crazy shenanigans that happened in the restart portion of the New Year's Bash, Noah Allison is the Bobby Cumberland the third in real life in these street stocks that Dylan every year. I mean, he's dominated this thing, and we're dominating again. I think just literally we're seeing sheer domination as we are watching a caution. Caution's out. I saw in the glimpse of my eye a little contact with a couple of cars coming out of turn number 4, and it does trigger a yellow flag. Here's a replay, 30 laps to go, and the yellow is out here at Dillon in the New Year's Bash here at New Smyrna, David. Watch this again. Right there.
Wow. Fast contact at the back of the field, and that does them in. Involved in this one was one of our race winners of the day, Wyatt Marshburn. Looks like he's really not having the best of the nights in street stock.
Another look at it again. Caution is out. Watch it one more time. Another look at another replay of what just went down. How it happened. From another angle one more time. James Kirby and other cars nowhere to go as the yellow flag comes out here with under 30 remaining. Caution lap, do not count. We step away and take a break. The restart of the New Year's Bash presented by the fine folks at 3 Dips Ice Cream Shop. When we come back from virtual New Smyrna Speedway, Elevated TV, FTN, CRN, we are just getting to the home stretch of the second Street Stock Virtual Battle of 2026. Blue Line Soft Wash is a veteran-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing integrity and precision to exterior cleaning. Founded by a retired law enforcement officer, and we proudly back the men in blue. Blue Line Soft Wash upholds the values of service, commitment, and attention to detail in every job. Trust Blue Line Soft Wash to protect and enhance your property with the same dedication they once gave to protecting our community. Protect and serve. Protect your car with Blue Line Soft Wash today. The intensity builds as we close in on the finish of the New Year's Bash Virtual Nationals, second edition here on Elevated TV. Wesley Outland, David Crunson right there from FTN. And I'll tell you what, David, man, I am just, okay, we had the late race caution. We had the caution with about under 40 to go, 45 to go. Now we got 30 to go. And you talked about this race coming down to a sprint. Well, now you really have your local Friday, Saturday night, 30-lap street stock short track battle coming up here.
A lot like the Legends race in terms of length. Do we see more of that aggression? something that we haven't seen so far for the most part tonight, especially at the front of the field. It has been Noah Allison stomping all over everyone. Does that change now? Well, green flags out, Allison again with a jump. It looks like the same old, except maybe a little bit more competition on the outside.
We see the changing of the guard as Allison goes to the outside. Pulls up in front of Jake McElfresh in the black number 3. Josh Blake Sr. now under attack for third. Vincent Sessom trying to make shortcomings of him in the double nickel. He'll now power back to the bottom, make a move on McElfresh, cannot clear. 31 Phipps up high. He lost momentum for just a moment. Gathers it back in. As you see, once again, the top 4 single file, and behind them, they are door to door coming. The 25 to go in a few more moments.
Now, this is a lot less rank and file compared to that previous restart, but look who's ahead again. Noah Allison. Dominant man tonight, and with that being said, not too surprised about it, but also still shocked that nobody's even able to or hold a candle. We've seen a lot of these drivers just fade back and away. The problem becomes, who else is going to have a shot? Does a restart change it? Is there a driver here who secretly has that speed? With all the laps that we've run, Wesley, I'm sure they would have shown themselves by now as it's side by side for third.
Side by side, here comes now Josh Blake getting some company. And I'm just watching now, seeing the 55 changes line, if you will. And he goes from the bottom of the racetrack, and now he's changed it up in front of the outside lane. But it looks like it's really not working for him. We see Customs and Hall. Andrew Cook is battling him, and he's in trouble.
Wow, the outside really not playing his favor right now. He's getting bounced out and final out of line. A lot more like that traditional style of oval racing.
Oh, yeah.
You get caught out of line, you're all but done for. We haven't seen that a lot tonight. Unfortunately, it's coming right at the worst moment now for Way.
Down the back straightaway, the field rumbles into the third turn with Noah Allison from the drop of the green. Shapes of what Bobby Tumbleson III has done 2 years in a row at Dillon. In the New Year's Bash, dominating from the pole. Noah Allison from the pole. Nobody has been able to get around the 24, much less David challenge the 24. There's been great racing through the field, like Horner in the 21, Sparks in 7, Buckler Sr. in the 50 star. Great racing by them. But as far as up in the front, Noah Allison has been the Pied Piper, the cat's pajamas, if you will, has been that guy in the number 24.
There is no competition up in front, but there's a lot further behind and a lot of checking up further back. Take a look closer to where Wyatt Marshburn was, and you'll see that last section of the field really tight with one another. Right now, they're following the number 16 of John Riddle here. This is where that previous caution was. One thing leads to another. With these street talks, it does take a few things or problems to happen, but you can see they're coming off of these corners and they leave little room while the rest of the field is starting to spread out. The back 5 or 6 drivers are in the exact same restart form they've been in for most of the night. Look at there. The number 6 has some damage. He tries to make a move on the 16 of Riddle.
Under 20 to go. And as we mentioned, we are still continuing to quietly work our way to the home stretch of this race. It has been sheer domination by the driver of the number 24, Noah Allison. 15 to go at the line. McElfresh has cut the lead to a second between them. But is it enough? And is there enough time? Will we see a late race caution? All these questions are about to be answered. 85 down, 15 to go.
The majority of this race out of the way. If there is a caution from here on out, it is going to be a sprint of sprints. That's for certain. But Allison still has more than a 1 second gap over the rest of the field. And it's not the triumphant 4+ we saw in previous runs, but 1 second buys you a lot of time here, Wesley. And with how good Allison has been, I'm sure he can turn up that speed at any moment.
It really does, as right now we watch Allison working his way down the back straightaway into that third turn over Jake McElfresh. A race that started 36 minutes ago now nears 10 remaining. 12 to go at the line next time by. Allison over McElfresh and sets up to everybody just patiently working their way around the racetrack. Single file, if you will. Side by side behind them as things now simmer to single file a lot of the ways around the track. You'll see a couple of sporadic titles, but this race is coming to a close with a dozen remaining, and Allison is the guy that's ready to take this one to the house.
12 to go, and he has been home free since the beginning. I think that's the clearest way to put it here. But it's not all said and done, even in the top 10. If you look further ahead of the field, I mean, you would have drivers like Kirby and the number 27 of Poor, Josh Poor, who are at each other right now. They're, relatively speaking, close. I mean, now we're seeing side by side in this upper rank. And while the leading drivers set in stone, everyone else, limited contact there, still wide open. That's the driver, the number 1, who fades back, and that's quarter timing and scoring there. One of those fighting against Dalton Shoppe, if I'm not mistaken.
Ron Barfield and Bill Flynn and the family would be tickled to death if they had a race that went by this flawlessly. And I will say this, there has been times in the past where, you know, probably the last couple of years, the real race, the 14th and 15th edition, they actually were, you know, very exciting but not long drug out races. I can't say the last Sunday's race was as bad as what we've seen for long, terrible caution fests as we've seen in the past, but this one definitely entertaining for the virtual iRacing world. A couple of yellow flags, competition caution, racing exciting, but nobody has been able to get to Allison. Make it seven laps to go. Noah Allison in the lead. He is gone. On board with Ron Phipp. He's trying to get to Andrew Cook for 4th. His time runs out. 6 to go at the line there, David.
6 to go. Watching Andrew Cook now try to defend with some last-second pressure. Taking a look at the double trouble behind him, it's not just going to be the 31 of Phipps. That is Ron Phipps, but also David Hall. Hall is getting closer on the outside. You've got Phipps on the inside. Looks like now Phipps getting the better of him, but it could be a crossover maneuver. Doesn't work out right there. Even still, final laps, final moves can be made. If anyone's saving or waiting on anything, which I would be surprised about now, they better use it, and they can't afford to lose it. 5 to go as they run, and it's coming to 4 with Allison far and away ahead.
A handful of laps now becomes 4 remaining on the half mile with 2 miles left. That's Allison's guard gone. There's the battle there. Probably the best battle we're watching between the 31 and the 125 and the 27. That's Ron Phipp, David Hall, Josh Poor in the top 10. That's actually for 5th, 6th, 7th. As we close into the finish of this one, 3 laps to go. A race that only saw the yellow flag 2 times. Now narrows to the home stretch. As there is the leader, the dominator, Noah Allison coming to the line. 2 to go here at New Smyrna there, David, as we go to the finish of this one.
The story of lap 99 is basically the story of lap 1 or lap 25 or lap 50 or whichever lap you look at. For this man, he has been in control and he has been dominant. It's going to be said and done really soon. Noah Allison has practically led the whole way through. Wesley, it's about time he finds his throne to end New Year's Dash.
The final lap, 1 to go, down the back straightaway. The interval is close to 1 3/4 seconds to McElfresh. He will not get there. Dominating like Tumbleston did in the real bash. It is Noah Allison dominating the virtual New Year's Dash, 2nd edition at New Smyrna. Somebody tell Barney he's supposed to be waving a checkered flag right now. My goodness. There is the number 24. What a job by Noah Allison. Oh, this just in. Noah Allison is disqualified for not passing tech. Oh, I'm just messing, David. I'm just messing.
Unbelievable.
Oh, well, there you go. And that's New Smyrna Speedway, by the way, everybody, down in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. If you ever want to book check out an awesome racetrack, go down there, check them out. Now, they do run all year long with sporadic events, but their big event is the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing. It takes place, of course, during Speed Weeks down in Florida. So make sure you put it in your bucket list to check it out. All right, here's the results of the second annual New Year's Bash presented by, again, Three Dips Ice Cream Shop. Noah Allison will pick up the victory over Jake McElfresh. Dominant performance of the 24. Jonathan Sessoms will finish third. Andrew Cook fourth. David Hall the top five. Ron Phipps, Jimmy Kirby, Josh Poore, Austin Flanagan, Xavier King, all on the lead lap. 6 seconds back in the top 10 there, David.
Then, right after King, you'll have Josh Way falling big back to 11th. He got fouled out on the penultimate restart. Really didn't work out for him. 12th goes Dalton Chupp with Josh Ebert 13th and James Horner P14. Ricky Locklear 15th place and Sarah Billiter 16th. JP Crabtree 17th place with Caleb Burge 18th. Aaron Sessoms P19 and 20th. Joshua Way.
21st will find Caleb Hall. Ryan Amonette will finish in 22nd. Joe Pooley, 23rd. Joe Muldoon will finish 24th. Jeff Sparks, the top 25. John Riddle, Wyatt Marshburn, James Kirby, Ricky Locklear Jr. Remember the contact he had with Jeff Sparks earlier? Both of those drivers never per se got recovered from that. And then Jason Thompson will finish in 30th. And final starter is Ricky Craig. Well, David, your final take of the New Year's Bash. Obviously in the books, second race finish. Want to say thank you to our sponsors like Three Dip Ice Cream Shop, Braxton East Racing, Stagger Pros, USA Tires, FTN, CRN, and of course Elevated TV making all this happen. Your final take of this one and your first time in the booth with me, sir. Pleasure.
Well, I'll tell you this much. New Year's Bash, the story of dominance for those bigger body stock cars. If they had four wheels and fenders on them, if you led from the jump, you basically had yourself fully set up. The interesting part about it is those legends really gave us a show, and I don't think that anyone here expected that, but when you see 7 drivers going at it in New Smyrna, up and down the track, nearly losing full control, it's a shock, but a good shock, and we saw some great racing tonight. I think that's the standout race, though. The feature was great, watching Noah Allison get away, but the legends really left us something worth watching, as those drivers were everywhere on the track, kept it clean, and you had 5 drivers going for the lead, swapping it back and forth in the final 10 laps. That is textbook, great short track racing, and a great way to start the year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Obviously, I think we were treated to 3 exciting races to try to mimic what is the Sunday format for the New Year's Bash at Dillon Motor Speedway. Listen, if you have never been to this event, put it in your bucket list. It's a big race in January down in the PD region of South Carolina. The 17th edition of the race just announced last night in their social recap on social media for the Dillon Motor Speedway. Said that the race will be back January the 8th, 9th, and 10th of next year in 2027. So many other great things planned. If you're a fan of legend cars, the Legends Nationals will be there in November. And listen, New Smyrna Speedway, the World Series of Asphalt Racing, right around the corner as well. Want to throw that date out there. I think it starts on February the 5th. Thursday, February the 5th, and it goes all the way till Saturday, February the 14th. So it is a fun 12 days back to back of racing. I've been a part of it before. Put those in your schedule. Check them out whenever you can. Hey, what's to come soon on Elevated TV? What's up next after tonight? Do what? Oh, what's coming up next? We have, of course, Rolling Thunder at Kern County. That'll be on Thursday night, and I'm understanding that that is the penultimate race of the Rolling Thunder series. The Icebreaker, we're working on the date for that. We'll work on that, and hopefully we'll let you know something of that very, very soon. That's a big late model stock car race down in South Carolina that used to be at Myrtle Beach, now at Florence. Their big race, the real race, will be on February the 6th and 7th. And finally, the championship race for Rolling Thunder will be the showdown in the Pensacola Showdown. That'll be at Five Flags Speedway on January the 22nd. And I'm understanding, David, before we go off the air, Cody Deemers, you got some final words, and have we got some breaking news? We got a special announcement before we go off the air?
Yeah, so at the end of the month, me and Wesley and Emmett and Jacob Reeves and all of us done this race last year at the end of January. I'm going to work on getting it at the end of January or the first week of February. But I want to unveil the logo. I just got it done today. I've been working on it. And this is our next bigger race. The second annual.
And that is the second annual Elevated TV 500 presented by Stagger Pros. That is basically Daytona. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. So we'll have two duels, and they'll be on the night before. They're going to be just like, your normal duels. We do it old school. We don't do it the new school way. We're going to have two duels, 50 laps apiece, make it or break it. And then just for, kind of mess and giggles, because you can't do with the AIs put a starting grid up. So they'll basically just be the duels so we can kind of have a preliminary night, and then we'll grid up the field on the next day, and we'll go for the Daytona 500, 200 laps.
There you go. There it is. David, hopefully you'll be a part of that, man. Love to have you join me in the booth for sure.
Be pretty exciting if we can get there and maybe make that happen. That would be a thrill.
And we'll see what takes place. As always, Elevated TV. You can check them out on their website and, of course, on social media and so many other great platforms as well. We appreciate you for those that were watching, listening. It was a good one, no doubt about it. Thanks again, as always, to Cody Deemers, everybody on the broadcast side of things. David, I feel like I'm butchering your name every time. How do you say your last name?
Kreutz.
Kreutz, and I said Crutzen, and yeah, so David Kreutz. For David Kreutz, I am Wesley Outland. I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you for watching. Thank you to the Barfields and the Real New Year's Bash. Check it out in 2027 from the virtual New Smyrna Speedway. Congratulations to Noah Allison dominating the second annual New Year's Bash presented by 3 Dips Ice Cream Shop. Good night. We'll see you for the next broadcast. Take care. This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Elevated Broadcasting. Elevated TV would like to thank all of our fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.